Women's shoes in the Renaissance era versus now. Will you buy me new shoes? No? You said they'll last me a long time? Dang it. What shoe should I wear tomorrow? Mom, what shoes should I wear tomorrow? The colorful ones? Which colorful ones? Too many options! In the Renaissance era, there was less of an option for shoes. Usually you would have one pair of shoes or maybe two, but they would last a long time. Now, going to a store can be overwhelming. You need to choose between type of shoe, the design of the shoe, the height of the heel, etc. The Renaissance era lasted from about the 14th century throughout the 17th century, and in that time period, people would be determined different social classes with different types of shoes they wore. Wealthy people would have their own shoemaker, while lower class people would make their shoes themselves. The materials also determined social class as well. Some materials would be leather or opulent fabrics, such as silk or velvet. Still to this day, shoes can determine social class, but not as much as the Renaissance era. Some popular boots in the 14th century included the thigh-high buckled boots, the triple buckled boots, and the buckle ankle boots. They were all made from tanned leather, cowhide, and they all had a leather outer sole. They also included various metal pieces. In the 15th century, a very popular shoe was a low shoe with buckle. It was made from tanned leather, which is dyed from trees, as well as different types of metal pieces. Also straps. This was a very popular shoe for the lower class people. It is a cousin to a loafer too. Another popular shoe in the 15th century was the chopin. This was also popular in the 16th and 17th century. This was made of wood and cork. Some were covered with leather, brocades, jewels, or velvet. In the 16th century, platform shoes were very popular. They were made of wood and various types of fabrics, ribbons, and jewels. The wealthy women liked to match their shoes with their dress. In the 17th century, another popular shoe was the ladies' plain shoe with timber heel. Other variations were the ladies' plain shoe with leather and timber heel, and the ladies' shoe with fabric and ribbon and jewels. These shoes were also thought to carry on into the 18th century. Shoes were all made of a wooden sole and different fabrics and gems and jewels. The more money you had, the more you could do to these shoes. In the 1800s, boots were popular because they were easy for driving with. Cromwell shoe was popular from around 1885 to the 1900s and had a high tabbed front and buckle. In the 1890s, heels were remarkably 6 inches high. 1910, shoes with a 2.5-inch heel was popular. In the 19th century, women's legs were never showing, so they wore boots. These are the Canadian black leather boot. Wealthy women in the 19th century wore silk stockings in dark colors and handmade shoes with pointed tips. These were usually 2 to 3 inches heel. These are the Edwardian rhinestone beaded silk dress shoes. In 1910, pumps with small heels were very popular for the daytime wear. They were easy to dance in, so the dress wouldn't get caught in the heel. Suede and satin had become popular materials. Trends in the 20th century were high heels, various types. Uggs started to come out, Crocs, and there were Crocs for women and men. premier designers, and also online shopping. Most shoes now are made from leather, wood, cork, plastics, and rubber. Examples of popular shoes now are heels, loafers, and various types of boots that are very classical pieces. Women wore shoes in the Renaissance to elevate their foot from mud and dirt. They also used it to protect their dresses from mud and street soil. Now there are different shoes for different seasons and weathers. There are winter boots to protect our foot from the cold. There are also rain boots to protect our foot from the wet weather. There are flats for the springtime. There are sandals for the hot summery days where your foot needs to breathe. In the Renaissance, shoemaking was an art. Each shoe was unique and different. Now, most shoes are mass-produced by machines to look the same. In the Renaissance, there wasn't a specific name, brand of shoe, but there would be a popular person's name that would go around town making shoes. Last but not least, the tools in the Renaissance were very old and did the job. People that make shoes themselves nowadays use those tools but modernized. And now people that manufacture shoes use machines. As women, we all love shoes. A lot of women in the Renaissance expressed themselves with shoes. Everyone with their own styles. This is the same now. Give a girl the right shoes and she can conquer the world. Marilyn Monroe.